Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Laila binti Ridzuan. My metric number is 019-341-457. Okay, for my title research is comparison of emotional response on different type of injury among UiTM PAHANG athletes. On this presentation, I will cover up about background of study, statement of problem, research objective, significance of study, literature review, methodology and references. For background of study, the independent variable is different type of injury athlete. The dependent variable is emotional response. Okay. Some studies say athlete who is injured may be affected not only physically but emotionally and behaviorally as well. And type of injury can also affect the emotional response of athlete because of injury condition. It depends on type of injury, such as athlete not participant in sport after get injury will have significant difference, like athlete have minor injury. Some research say athlete with severe or long-lasting injury reported have great level of emotional distance compared to athlete with less severe. For research objective, they have two. Research objective 1 is to identify the emotional response of athletes on injury. Research objective 2 is to compare the difference of emotional response between type of injury among athletes. The significance of this study is to help coach to know whether the athlete has experienced emotion factors and help athlete to monitor athlete when athlete have emotion factor. And also for athlete, they have benefit. They have to know whether they experience emotional during injury. For statement of problem, in this study, there are limited of study and finding about this issue. Emotional response can influence athlete toward their previous injury and time to recover. Sanidep 2006 state, depend of type, injury and athlete participate in sport after injury. And some studies say they have significant difference on this study. For another study say, patient completed the emotional response of athlete to injury questionnaire and the profile of mood state home test. Then significant difference were found when the phone scales of depression and anger were compared with Polish norms. For literature review on the study is emotion happen by change in psychological mood and behavior in the body. On injury, also impact emotional feeling on athlete. Okay. On injury, they have a 3-grade injury. The first one is result in minimal pain at the tissue without loss of function. For the grade 2, injury are related to moderate or facial tissue, injury with sign and symptom, and functional impairment depend on level of tissue impairment. For grade 3, there are several injury that involve several function impairment of tissue. This statement by Slot 2015. And timing of recovery also may affect emotional athlete. For Smith 1990 say, athletes have a major injury and take a long time to recovery have great level of emotional response compared to minor injury with shorter time to recovery. Okay, mood and emotional are related with each other. Athletes who have minor injury and not participant have significant difference in level of depression with athletes who have major injury. Who athletes have several injuries show the greatest mood discrepancy of emotional response. This statement by McDonald and Hardy 2016. For methodology of this study, the research design is correlation research. It's related to research objective to compare the difference of emotional response between types of injury among athletes. For sampling, is a null probability sampling that is purposing sampling. In this study, they have criteria in need to samples who has been injured during sport. They have to be experience the emotional response when get the injury. To look the different type of injury that respondent will be taken. in this criteria get by using questionnaire that have tagged the injury and emotional response. Okay, for population of this study is athlete in UiTM Pahang, campus Jengker. The number of athletes in UiTM Jengker is 400 people. This population given by Encik Mukhlis bin Mohammed is Senior Young and Sport Assistant in UiTM in Unit Sukan UiTM Jengker. Okay, for 400 people, we refer the table of Region Amukan 1970. The estimate the number of population is 196 and 20% add, and the final number of sample is 235 athletes will be taken in this study. Okay, for instrumentation of this study is measured by questionnaire and is consist two sections. Section A is emotional response of athlete to injury questionnaire (ERIQ) that established in 1919 by Smith, Scott and Rich in 1919. They now have validity and reliability on this research. On section B, the profile of mood state forms was established in 1971 by Douglas McNeil and his team. This questionnaire used in article of Sport 2020. This form that has a validity and reliability. Okay, for number of items, the IQ is using by 5-point Likert scale. They have 11 specific emotions related to injury, such as frustration, tension, depression, boredom, helplessness, anger, shock, fear, and pain. Okay, for number of item forms of 6-point, 6 mood items by measuring several mood states. The component score consists of confusion, depression, vigor, fatigue, anger, and tension. This statement by Smith, 1990. Okay, for data collection procedure in my study is the first one is ethic approval. I will give the consent form for to the sample and I will ask permission to do research in unit Sukan UiTM, Campus Jengker and coach. Third, I give briefing to sample about the study and questionnaire, why I do this study and why I use this questionnaire. Okay, and four is distribute questionnaire to the sample to them to fulfill the question on questionnaire. The last one, I will collect the questionnaire to analyze the data. Okay, for my data analysis, is depend on my research objective. Okay, for my first research objective is to identify the emotional response of athlete on injury. I use the descriptive analysis because it's not experimental research. Okay, for my second research objective is to compare the difference of emotional response between types of injury among athletes. Okay, for my IV is numerical and for my DV is categorical. So I use one sample t-test because the alpha is unknown. This is references that I use in my research. That is all for me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.